Holiday brochures are famous for their hype. Phrases like simply irresistible, without equal, living history. But for once, the cliches really are true. And what's more, the experience starts almost as soon as you touch down.
The 2-hour flight from London to Venice is followed by a 30-minute transfer, usually the boring bit of the journey, but not in this case. You literally step out of the airport and into a waiting water taxi. The transfer is included in the holiday price and it puts you in Venetian mood immediately.
The water taxi takes you from Marco Polo Airport right into the heart of the city. This is my first trip to Venice and I'm so excited. Just look at that view, and it's extraordinary to think it's hardly changed in hundreds of years.
Now, Venice has a reputation for being extremely expensive. I want to see if you can enjoy this extraordinary city on a moderate budget. So I'm not staying in a pricey hotel. My home is this apartment, which costs for a week only a little more than a weekend in a 3-star hotel. Just right for getting a local feel for the place. That doesn't mean missing out on the glories of Venice.
Napoleon called St. Mark's Square the finest drawing room in Europe. Back then, it was the centre of Venetian social life, and it still is. Apparently, around 12 million people visit Venice every year. I think most of them are here today. But here's a tip. If you wait until after 5:30, when the coach parties have gone, it's much better. See what I mean?
And another tip, drinks cost an extra £2 or £3 if you want to sit outside and enjoy the music in St. Mark's Square. It's much cheaper inside, but then it's not so much fun.
Another good way to save money is to avoid the official tours and buy a really good guidebook instead. It's really difficult to get too lost in Venice. And in fact, I think it's only once you have the courage to stray out of those main tourist areas that you actually find the nicest places.
And if you do get lost, the yellow signs will put you right back on course again.
And here's another tourist trap. A trip on a private gondola will cost you at least £75 an hour. They're actually really only here for the visitors. Venetians only use them for special occasions like weddings and so on. And apart from anything else, just look at those queues. The best way to travel is by Vaporetto or water bus. A 3-day ticket like this costs about £12 and gives you unlimited travel.
And it's by far the cheapest way to see the great palaces that line the Grand Canal. Route number 1 travels the entire length. Early morning at the busy Rialto fish market. I'm here to buy something for dinner.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Quanto costa?
16.000 lire al chilo.
16,000 a kilo. Uno, per favore. My Italian phrase book come in handy. That's about 6,400, that's about £2.
In true Venetian style, I've acquired a shopping trolley. They're just right for negotiating the bridges, narrow alleys and market crowds.
I've got another tip for you. This time, how to turn water into wine.
You bring an empty bottle and they fill it straight from the barrel at these little wine shops. And it's very cheap, just about £1 for a litre. Now, it has to be drunk within a day or two, but that's no problem.
See, isn't that fantastic?
Now, of course, Venice is famous for its food.
But here's something not many tourists find. The little backstreet bars sell small snacks called a cicchetta. There's a big selection, and you could choose something like that for about £3. And you could wash it down with a local drink called a spritz.
Which is white wine, Campari and lemonade, and costs about £1.50. Now, at the end of the Vaporetto routes are small islands like Burano. The houses, they say, are multicoloured so that fishermen could identify their homes while out on the lagoon. Today, though, lace making is the main activity, a tradition passed down through generations.
You know, you could go mad in here and really blow your budget. This, for example, is about £2,000. But if you fancy a little bit of Venetian lace and you don't want to break the bank, how about that for £1?
Back home in my apartment, it's time to cook that fish.
Now, the kitchen may not be the prettiest or the most modern for that matter, but it's fairly well equipped, and it's certainly got everything you need to make a basic meal.
But if you can't be bothered to cook for yourself, you can eat out very reasonably. Avoid the menu turistica and go where the Venetians eat, to typical little trattorias like this.
And this is a dish I've been recommended. It's a local speciality, a sort of spicy seafood spaghetti called buzara. Now watch me get tomato down my chin.
And it's only £5, not bad.
I know what you're thinking, she's gone and blown the budget, but actually no, this is a traghetto or public ferry. You don't get the plushy seats and it's only about a 2-minute ride, but get this, instead of £75, it's only about 30p.
Well, now let's take a look at the fact file. A guidebook is included on this holiday, but if you prefer to join a walking tour, it'll cost you £18. An organised half-day excursion takes you not only to Burano, but to 2 other islands, Murano and Torcello as well. July and August are hot, crowded and best avoided. Misty, mild November can be very atmospheric, and prices are at their cheapest. 7 nights self-catering in the 2-bedroom apartment costs from £513, including flights and water taxi transfers. 3-night weekend breaks are also available from £349, and that's with Magic of Italy.